result?
Yeah, I know it was, Jeremy mentioned it during the week, it's been a few years since we won down here, so it was one of those things for us that we feel like we play the ground well, but we just haven't put it together down here. So to get the result today, close to 100 points, whatever it was a good feeling for us. Yeah.
Must be really good to be able to hit the scoreboard consistently across the game. I think you kicked 4, 5, 6 and 5.
Our ball movement is something we've been working on, particularly from back half, and to get some decent looks at it forward of the footy. I think we had nearly 40 shots at goal. So again, our ball movement and obviously our mids getting on top of the stoppages helped us with that territory and allowed us to have those repeat shots at goal.
Do you put it down? What do you put it down to? I guess that we spoke before, and you said the margin maybe didn't necessarily reflect the contest. What do you think got you on top apart from those stoppages?
Yeah, we sort of talked about half of the second quarter, and I think we might have been 4 or 5 goals up at that point, and it felt like it was much closer game. The contested footy and around the stoppages was pretty even early on in the quarters, and we felt like that was probably the area we got on top, and then we got forward territory. And the ball was locked in our forward half. I think it was one of the quarters. Second quarter, we got 11 repeat stoppages inside 50, so we were about locked in there. And obviously, then with the 6-6-6, we got Alex was pretty good in the ruck again today, and we got some decent ball movement forward.
I thought Taylor Whitford was sensational.
Yeah, the coach was good today. Yeah, he's quietly going along with his business at the moment. Training really well, super fit. Obviously last year he had to hamper a bit with his ankle, but this year, yeah, super fit. He's running really well and leading on the ground too. And obviously we've got some experienced players around him with Brad and Josh and Bart and these sort of guys that are leading out there on the field.
Looked like you sort of had really solid contributors across all 3 lines, and that those younger boys probably from 2 or 3 years ago really have taken that step now to be really solid, dominant senior players.
Yeah, and obviously people forget that our age is still pretty young. Like we've got 7 or 8 players in the squad for the under 23 competition. So it's not as though we're old. Like Bart's our oldest. I don't think he's even close to 30 yet. So we've got a lot of kids. Ben Simpson played in 2 flags. He's 18, so played today. Did a role for us across half back. Sharon Egger again, only 18. Carlton Wadley, these sort of blokes. Even Jackie Rushton coming back to our group. Just kids that are working on our system. They're playing 20, 30, 40 senior games now and are getting the taste of what it means to be consistent footballers. And it's that consistency that we see each week that is obviously going to make us a better team coming back into the season.
Must be good to see a decent number of guys bobbing up with multiple goals as well.
Yeah, our forward patterns, we sort of, obviously there's been a few changes to our forward half this year without Berta and Tommy Bennett. So just to be able to get our mids to rotate through there. But just our forwards, Dakota has been junior forward, so he's starting to find his feet now in that role. Obviously Bart's working into some fitness. I think he might kick 5 today, and obviously then our mids rotating through there. But again, it's the kids, your Sherrans and Carltons that hit the scoreboard that are really most pleasing.
So you hang on to top spot on the ladder. It seems to be sort of those 3 or 4 teams now really jostling. But with Launceston beating Glenorchy today, you guys must be looking forward to taking them on in a fortnight up in Lonnie.
Yeah, it's a while away. We've got a bye and then a long weekend and that sort of stuff. So at the moment, it's sort of like a mini pre-season, we feel like. The boys are going to have a few days off just to rest and recuperate, and then we'll build back into Lonnie. It's Friday night at UTAS. I think it'll be one of those games where the whole town gets behind, and it's usually a pretty good atmosphere as long as it's not too cold.
Jared must be disappointed with the overall margin, but probably there were patches there where you guys held your own.
Yeah, we definitely had a good start, and you are right. We play patches of football, and then we have large lapses of concentration and work ethic and work rate, and we need to actually make that gap smaller, and that'll take time with a young group.
Obviously North Lonnie are experienced and got a pretty solid fitness and sort of core player base, and you guys are blooding a lot of youth. Do you put those down as factors at all?
Oh, you can to a certain point. The problem is we have guys that are coming in through Devils programs, through underage. We have a lot of changes in. We have a lot of ins and outs. So that keeping that stable team, we haven't got currently. Whereas North Launceston have got that core nucleus that they've had over a five-year period, and they understand their game plan, they understand their craft, what they've got to do, and we're still working on that phase within our own footy department.
Speaking of young boys, I know Davis was rested from the Devils this week, but I thought a few of the younger guys did put their head over the ball in a couple of key moments.
Yeah, Samuel Lewis-Johnson came back. I thought he was really good for his first game. Ethan Jackson, but then again last week in the Devils team, he was one of their highest ball getters. And Sam Green had once again those small moments. We just need to make his more often.
Chris Neild started the game pretty well up forward, bit of a firecracker, but I guess the North Lonnie defence sort of clamped down on him as the game wore on.
Chris had an excellent start. He's just come back from a foot injury, so that doing it for 4 quarters. Did we think that was going to happen for the game prior to going in? Well, no. So he's only going to get better each week.
Who else impressed you today in a tough day?
We thought Jack Preshaw stood up when it counted. I thought young Butterworth in the first half. And we also thought Jones and just some of our key stakeholders that have been there for a while. They played really well. Our young guys, it's our middle group that we need to get more out of, and that's just going to take time through training.
You guys got the 6-day break, I believe, and then taking on rivals Glenorchy at KG5.
Oh look, there's always that next game, that next opportunity to redeem yourself, and training will start tomorrow at 6 a.m.